Let's be honest, brother, most guys walk around thinking every "I miss you" text means something it doesn't. Words are cheap, but actions they're gospel today. I'm going to show you the 6 things women only do for the men they truly love. Not tolerate, not string along love, and once you see these, you'll never be fooled again by surface level affection. Now let's get into it. 1. She nurtures you without being asked. A woman in love becomes a silent caretaker, not because you begged, not because you demanded, because something inside her just wants to see you win. She brings you coffee when you didn't ask. She notices you're tired before you say a word. She checks in about the smallest things, like how your meeting went or if you ate. Now, let me be clear, this has nothing to do with gender roles or submission. This is about emotional investment. When a woman loves you, your well-being becomes her instinct. She cook, clean, fix, pray, and support, not because you expect it, but because she wants you at your best. Why? Because in her mind, your rise is hers. But here's the kicker. A woman won't do this for just anyone. She won't break her routine or interrupt her day for a man she's unsure about. She won't fold your laundry if you're just a placeholder. She won't cook you soup when you're sick if she's still dating other guys. That level of care only happens when her walls have dropped, when she's alien. So next time you're wondering if a woman's really into you, look at the little things she does when no one's watching. That's the real love letter to she defends you when you're not around. You'll know a woman loves you, not by how she acts around you, but how she speaks about you when you're not in the room. Does she light up when your name comes up? Does she stop her friends from clowning on you? Does she shut down gossip? Even subtle stuff, because here's the truth. Under the assumption that they are really uninterested, the great majority of women will choose to keep mute. Neglect is something that they will not accept. When others make fun of your shortcomings, they will just laugh it off and go on. Others in their immediate vicinity will make remarks such as, "He's too intense," or "He's too quiet," and they will nod their heads to show that they agree with these statements. On the other hand, after you have had medical procedures, a lady who will adore you will become your hidden weapon. Here, we get the opportunity to see the other side of the coin. Throughout the whole of this time, this lady will serve as your legal guardian with full responsibility. You are going to get a message from her that will include the words, "Don't talk about him like that." This communication will be sent to her closest friend and confidant in the near future. An immediate focus will be placed on contacting her to inquire about her well-being. It is possible for her to have a conversation with her partner using this mode of communication. It is without a doubt that she will keep her word and fulfill the promise that she has made to herself. With regard to this particular topic, there is absolutely no place for speculation or debate. In the sake of safeguarding your reputation, she is prepared to bring shame upon herself in the presence of other individuals. In order to safeguard your reputation, she is willing to take this action. She has shown that she is willing to go to whatever lengths necessary to safeguard your reputation, and she has done so in the past. At this very moment, you are more than just her lover. You are an essential component of who she is. You are an essential component of her identity, and the reason this accomplishment is possible is due to something that you have accomplished. In light of the fact that assisting a loved one while they are not around demonstrates that you care about them outside the context of a romantic connection. This is an extremely exceptional case. These two things are completely unlike everything else in the world. The following query might assist you in determining the extent of our affection for one another when I am not there. What does she express about me with her words? The most important reason for this is that she is not deserving of your companionship, since she does not take the necessary precautions to safeguard you when you are not there. This one specific factor is mostly to blame for the fact that she does not have any worthy companions. Third, she will have emotionally distanced herself from everyone else for a considerable amount of time before you make the fact public, long before you make the announcement to the rest of the world. This is the example that you will be thinking about. You will probably get the impression that it is the most significant object in the world, due to the fact that it is not overt, yet still has a great deal of force. The explanation behind this is because, despite the fact that it seems to be powerful, it is not completely transparent. This is due to the fact that it does not come across as very noteworthy. The reason she is withdrawing from male friends, not chatting to other guys, and beginning to decline invitations that she knows would make you uncomfortable or jealous is not because you asked her to do so. Rather, she is doing these things in secret. When you are with women who really care about you, the concept of exclusivity starts. Well before you make the decision to get into a relationship, she no longer reacts to other men in the same way that she used to. The fact that she already considers you to be her love interest is one of the probable explanations for some of her acts. Right here is where the difference resides. When a woman discovers love, she is able to learn how to control her urges and refrain from posting images of herself on social media. Specifically, this is due to the fact that she is experiencing feelings of love. The reason why this continues occurring is because she is experiencing feelings of love. The fact that she will do all in her ability to remain in and party with her ex-boyfriends till 3 in the morning is not going to be a coincidence. You can be sure of that. Sure, she will carry it out. That is something that she wants to achieve. The manner that she intends to proceed is as described above. It is impossible for her to show up at a party before 3 in the morning. Since she is now in a condition that prevents her from doing so, it is impossible for her to pull it off in any manner. Alternatively, she will start to behave more like the person she admires and for whom she is considering developing romantic affections. She will begin to become more like that person. She is going to be the one to carry out these alternatives. You will notice that she gets more withdrawn and silent while she is online. If you monitor her behavior during that time, this particular aspect will be given careful consideration by you. Without a doubt, you will arrive to the conclusion that this is the reality of the situation. One of the reasons for this is that love functions more as a shield than it does as an announcement. It is when a woman begins to see your relationship as a secret that she begins to lose interest in you as a potential marriage. This is the reason why love does not spread like a virus. It is possible that the occurrence might be explained by the fact that love is unable to communicate its feelings to other individuals, despite the fact that you have not provided her with any tangible proof of her affections, like as a ring or a status relationship. She continues to behave as if she enjoys your company, even if she does not have a very high status relationship with you. The fact that she loves you is nonetheless shown by this. You already have the answer to the fourth question, which is that she adjusts to her environment without altering who she is. In your thoughts in the case that she becomes ill, this solution is something that you are already acquainted with. You should already be aware of the response at this point. You are the center of her emotional gravity, and she will never allow you to forget that. Never let a title fool you. She will never let you forget that. You are obligated to take into consideration this reality whenever it exists. It is imperative that you keep this concept in mind at all times. Instead of focusing on the term that is given to the activity, it would be more beneficial to think on the action itself. In a nutshell, there is a distinction to be made between the sort of ladies who are actually dedicated to you and those who are just interested in wasting their time away from you. Women who really care about you will never attempt to impose their will on you or compel you to compromise your core beliefs with regard to how you spend your life. In spite of anything that may occur, she will never be able to take part in any of these experiences. Instead of attempting to silence your emotions or divert your attention away from the objective you have set for yourself, she finds a way to accompany you. Because of her genuine desire in gaining a better knowledge of her chosen one, she has begun to pay attention to the hobbies and interests that you have. This is not an attempt on her side to exercise control over you, or to create the idea that she is seeking to exert control over you. When you go to the gym after dark, you get a rush of excitement. Despite the fact that she gives you space, she continues to send you texts that say things like, "I've got you." After you have finished your exercise, she suddenly tells you that it is reasonable for you to contact her, that you are having trouble getting a company off the ground, and that you are unable to send a text message every 3 hours. Is not something that she considers to be an issue. She begins by inquiring about the things that you want to achieve in life. Then she investigates the people who are responsible for your upbringing. She analyzes your routines to determine the significance of those routines. and she even brings up the issues that you are facing, even if you may not always tell her about them. This is all a part of her goal to learn more about you, and it includes all of these things. Ever from the beginning, she has been actively participating in each and every one of these activities. On the other hand, the most essential thing is that she manages to maintain her identity and does not disappear. Of all the aspects that need to be considered, this is the most important one. Your whole and undivided attention is required for that particular matter. In addition to continuing to engage in the things that she normally does, she also makes an effort to conform as much as possible to the routine that you are now following. Nevertheless, she does not end up being a nuisance or a distraction. Rather, she happens to become the music that matches your rhythm as the day draws to a close. In reality, what she is looking for is a life partner with whom she can create a love world rather than a life that she can escape from. Finding a life from which she may escape is not the objective of her search. From her point of view, she is the kind of woman who never gives any thought to the possibility of alternatives to the predicament she is now in. These are the characteristics of a woman who is filled with hope for the love that she is looking for, and we see them in her behaviors. The technique that is the most dependable and trustworthy. Not in the same sense as pyrotechnics and flower arrangements, but in line with the approach that is the most dependable. Control is not the focus of love. Rather, it is about alignment. There is something precious in the fact that she is adjusting, sinking, or supporting you without becoming someone different. Despite the fact that she is aware of your darkness and continues to remain. In order to determine whether a lady loves you, you should let her see you break. The majority of women are interested in seeing your highlight reel, even when the world seemed to be falling apart. When you had doubts about yourself, and when your eyes gleamed, not with charm, but with agony. Your allure will capture others' ambitions and objectives that they have. The love that a woman has for you serves as a mirror, reflecting back to you both the person you are right now and the person you are developing into. To a greater extent than she loves you because of your flaws, she loves you because of yourself. Even when she challenges you, calls you out, or wants you to level up, she never makes you feel uncomfortable, like you're in an embarrassing situation. It is not going to be possible for her to use either your history or your wounds as weapons in the future. She made the decision to sit in the muck with you, listen without making any attempts to mend things, and value your silence just as much as she values everything that you say. In other words, they won't duck or hide when you let your guard down. They won't run away when you confess you were wrong. They won't run away when you admit you were wrong. They won't weaponize your history, and they won't use your scars as ammo later on. On the other hand, they choose to sit in the mud beside you. The focus that they display has not changed. They adore your quiet just as much as they like the words that you provide. An odd thing will suddenly come to your attention, as a result of the fact that she interprets your vulnerability as an indication that you trust her enough to let down your guard. She will feel more appreciation for you rather than pity for you. You should give this topic significant consideration. If you have ever seen any of these indicators and thought to yourself, "Damn, she might actually love me," this is their method of dealing with the brokenness that you have. If she stays with you when things become difficult, it is not out of fear or responsibility, but rather because she feels the agony that you are experiencing. Subscribe to the Stoic Guide, and we will educate you how to think, feel, and behave like a man who is aware of his own value. If you do not subscribe, then you should not simply sit on that thinking. I am now looking forward to hearing from you. Please, do not use the word anchor anymore. A lady who loves you will not wander. She will become your reliable and unquestionable anchor, since I will be reading the comments. Let's have a look at the number of males who are still prepared to believe in anything that is credible. Please share your experience in the comments section if you have ever had a woman who grounded you in that manner, or if you are now hoping that someone will do the same for you. Share your thoughts and experiences.